Do you ever feel like you can't handle daily challenges? Feel sick after a workout, or just have that general feeling of feeling sick all day long? But there's one simple fix: water. I'm Mallory Messick, and some may be asking why you should listen to me. Well, much like you, I am a human being that has the basic needs to keep up my quality of life. A huge part of this is maintaining the balance in your body, and water is a humongous part of that balance. According to the CDC, drinking water can prevent dehydration, a condition that can cause unclear thinking, result in mood change, cause your body to overheat, and lead to constipation and kidney stones. So those are just little reasons why you should be drinking more water. And another thing is that some people may debate about this because they think drinking water is boring and they like to have other beverages, but those other beverages don't have the same benefits as water. Next, we'll be getting to the terminology that will be used throughout the video. So first, we're going to start with urination. This is discarding waste through the bladder. Then we have perspiration. This is discarding waste via the skin or sweat. Next is bowel movements. This is discarding waste by excretion or pooping. And then heat stroke, which is a very deadly condition that is a form of heat exhaustion, but there's no sweat and the heat is actually trapped within the body. So when you touch someone, they actually are cool to the touch, and so that's why it's so deadly, because sometimes you don't know what's happening to that person. You wouldn't think of that. Next is kidney stones. This is a very common condition, and it is caused by dehydration. These are more chemical than liquid, and they are crystallized stones of minerals that don't have water in them. So that's why they get really hard and they block areas in the kidney tubule so your waste won't get down into your bladder, causing painful urination or no urination at all, just depending on how bad the stone is. Next is metabolism. This is the process by which your body converts what you eat and drink into energy. So that's why it's very important to watch what you eat and drink, because it could affect the amount of energy that you're getting throughout the day. Next, I'll be sharing my opinion on this topic, and my opinion is that I think everyone should measure how much water they're drinking and to ensure that they are getting the adequate amount of water that they need each day. Without this specific amount, your body could be at a disadvantage and you won't be able to do stuff to the best of your ability, whether that be physical or mental or just general thinking. It has a big impact on it. And these are the things that we'll be looking into throughout this presentation. First, we'll look at how much water you should have in a day, because it varies person to person. The importance of water, and why you should be drinking it and what it does for you. And then healthy alternatives, since some people need other things other than water. Now we will be seeing how much water you should have in a day. Water balance depends on many factors, including weight, height, age, and amount of activity that you have each day. So if you're taller or weigh more, you will typically need more water. If you tend to be much more active, more water is beneficial, because when you work out and you sweat, so you're getting rid of all the water that you already have in your body, and it gets your vitals up, like your heart rate, your respirations, your blood pressure. So your body is using up much more liquids and nutrients, which is why you need to ensure that you're drinking water throughout an activity, or you're drinking a lot of water prior to an activity and after, just to make sure that your body continues in homeostasis, which is a term for just a normal balance in your body that you want to keep. Another thing is age. Age is a huge factor, because someone who's under the age of 8 and over the age of 60 will need to be measured more specifically. But all ages need a good water intake. It's just when you're older and younger, your body is either growing or it's slowing down, so you want to make sure that that water is there to keep it nice and healthy and keep that balance. So according to Harvard Health, experts recommend 8 ounce glasses, or 2 liters, or a half gallon. So, and then the general amounts are 11.5 cups for women, 15.5 cups for men, and 20% of of the water that you get in your body each day is actually from the food you eat. But it also depends on if you aren't eating lots of fruits and vegetables, then you aren't getting that 20%, which is why you should continue eating fruits and vegetables. There are many online calculators that will ask you for your age, your height, and your weight, and that activity generalization of how much activity you have throughout the day, and it will take all that into account, and it will calculate a specific amount of water that you should be drinking based on what you gave them. It's a known fact that drinking large amounts of water at a time can be difficult for some people. So I'm here to share some tips and alternatives for that. So there are many resources to help people like you and me to find a plan that works best for your body. Some of those tips include carrying a water bottle wherever you go. Eventually, you will subconsciously reach for it and make it a habit. According to Nutrition Insights, they share many tips about this, and one of their main tips was that a lot of people like to drink cold water, so that's why it's good to include ice cubes or even freeze a water bottle and then let it melt as the day goes, so then you can monitor how much you've drinking in that time frame. But according to the CDC, you should always opt for water when eating out. This will not only save you money and calories, but since some people find it difficult to drink large amounts of water throughout the day, there are some tips and alternatives that can help to monitor your water intake and make the water taste better, or just some other healthy alternatives. So there are many resources that will help people like you and me to find a plan that works best for you and your body. This could be carrying a water bottle wherever you go, and hopefully eventually you will subconsciously reach for that water bottle, and you'll make it a habit to drink water. Another thing that you can do is freeze water, and this is according to Nutrition Insights. They say that you can freeze a water bottle, like a plastic water bottle, and then let it melt throughout the day, and then as it melts you drink that water. So it's like a game, they say, that so you drink the melted water and then you keep drinking it until there's none left, because it all will melt like that. So another thing you should do, according to the CDC, is always opt for water when you're eating out. This will not only save you calories and money, but it will make sure that you are indulging on those thoughts of, oh, I'm out, I can have a pop. That's not something that you should be doing. You should always be drinking water. It's another good idea that you can add fruits to your water. This will make the water have more of a taste and make it more enjoyable to drink. According to the CDC, when you eat, what you eat also counts for water intake, especially with fruits and vegetables, as I said previously in the video. It is also a good idea to spread out your water consumption so you aren't drinking it all in one setting, because doing that will not only cause waterlog, which is the feeling, just a gross bloating feeling in your stomach, but it will deteriorate your mood, and it won't make you want to do it again, because that was just not an enjoyable experience for your body. There are some other healthier drink options that aren't water. Some good ideas, according to the CDC, is low or no calorie beverages. These will have the same benefits as water, and these include plain coffee, plain tea, sparkling water, and flavored water. Low fat or fat-free milk and 100% fruit and vegetable juice all have very important nutrients like calcium, potassium, and vitamin D, but you should not always reach for those products, because they do have a lot of sugars in them, so that's something that you want to monitor. That's why water's so good, because it doesn't have that, but those are also good sources for nutrients, since water doesn't have many nutrients in it. And I know for many people it's not feasible to only have water in a day, so just making sure that you're cutting out sugary drinks like pop, sports drinks, and energy drinks, and alcoholic drinks, caffeinated drinks, and diet/sugar-free drinks can all be okay for you in moderation. So as long as you aren't reaching for those products all the time, it should be fine. Like having a pop a day, that's fine. Like, of course, you're gonna want to have instances where you don't only want water because you want to have something else, and that's fine as long as it's in moderation. So now, just kidding. Next, we'll be getting into the counterclaim. So, as I said a little bit earlier in the last topic, many people's argument is that they can't only have water. And as you can see by the things I said, water is not only good for your health, it's not only good for your complexion, your overall feeling, but it's also helpful with making things move in your body, making sure everything's running to the best of its ability. And another thing that I would say to these people that say they can't drink water only, that there is other healthier alternatives that I've said before, and you can even have those pops, you can have those sports drinks as long as it's in moderation and you're not only drinking that throughout the day. You got to make sure that you're drinking more water than that, because the water, in theory, will cancel out those bad things. So, to close, as one can tell, water is very important. Making sure you drink water will not only help you get ready for the day, it will help you with having better workouts and making your body feel good. Water is something that you should monitor and calculate to make sure that you're giving your body what it truly needs. Some may say that they can't only drink water every day, but as shown above, there are many healthy alternatives to making drinking water more enjoyable. I hope you guys use the resources I mentioned above to measure your water intake. And the good news is that increasing your water intake is fairly straightforward. So once you incorporate it in your daily routine, everything just goes back to normal, and you reach for that water bottle and you just do it subconsciously. So what are you waiting for? Avoid dehydration and start reaping the benefits of a well-hydrated body. Thank you for listening, and stay hydrated.